I'm going to teach you how to equip two weapons at once from an inventory system. It's very basic. If anyone wants anything more complex, just let me know. I can do what I can. This is made with the just regular basic third-person template. I imported this Paragon Chimera simply to add textures to the weapons I had imported. So these weapons, I took the Chimera asset into Blender and removed its weapons, and now I can use them as static meshes separately. So first things you're going to do is either get static meshes for weapons, or if you already have an actor for your weapon, that's great. I'm gonna real quick go into what you need for the weapon though. If you have just static meshes, you're gonna need to create a actor. So blueprint class, go to actor, and in that you're gonna need a static mesh to really, this isn't like this is your master class, so it doesn't gonna have a specific static mesh tied to it, but this is just for reference, so that you can get a proper capsule component size for your axes or anything of that sort. And then in both of these, you're going to go down to the collisions. You're going to do a custom collision. Click here, and you're going to click over to only overlap pawn, so that later, whenever you are trying to destroy something, like you're trying to attack an enemy, you will actually make an event whenever you hit that enemy. That's later down the road though. They both got it. For now, that's not a huge deal. So we have our weapons, and we're going to need to create a create a UI for your inventory. I already created mine, but it's really simple. It's going to use the interface, widget blueprint, name it whatever you want. In this, we're going to have 3 weapons and 3 texts. Not weapons. 3 buttons and 3 texts. All it is a button, and drag a text onto it, so that it as you can see under here, it ties it to that button. Delete these 2, and then you're going to want to do on-clicked for all 3 of these buttons. Will need on-clicked, and here's the code that you will write for it. Now, we haven't made these special events yet, so let's go ahead and go over here to your actual third-person blueprint, or whatever character blueprint you're using. You're going to create a custom event. Name it whatever you like. I named mine equip RH and equip LH. And these are exactly the same, except for the only thing that's going to change for these is the socket location and the the static mesh that you'll be switching. Unless you are just switching actors, then you can skip this static mesh part, and you can just change your actor. And this code is assuming that you're not going to change your weapon again. I can show you a more complex system that will delete old weapons as you equip new weapons, but for now we're going to keep it really simple. And you don't have weapons, and we're going to give you weapons. Now, I got a little ahead of myself here, so put a pin in creating a custom event, because we do not have any sockets yet. So let's go make those sockets, and then we'll not animations. We're going to go to character and mesh. Open this. So I've already set up these sockets, and it's super easy. All you got to do is find the hand. This is the left hand. Why isn't it showing up? There we go. Left hand, and you're going to click it. Add socket. My socket I named Axe LH socket, and then I went to add a preview asset, and I clicked on my LH Chimera Axe. Now you don't have to have left hand or right hand versions of your weapons, but I did, so I'm good. I named them respectively. And then you just repeat that for a right hand socket. Here's right hand, click on it, add socket. Now whenever these come in, here I'll just go ahead and make a new socket. So yeah, so see how this socket's all the way back here versus what my new socket is right here. So you're going to need to move the position of this socket according to your needs. And sometimes whenever you hit the W, E, or R to change like the type of the way you're going to manipulate this, it doesn't work. So you're going to need to like switch to a different socket, then it'll work, and then you can switch back to the one you want. And then yeah, it's weird like that sometimes. Either way, it's not a huge deal. Just switch back and forth, move this socket as while you have these actors or static meshes. Well, I suppose in this case it'd be actors. While you have them attached, you're going to move them so they look like they're inside your actor's hand. My camera's going too fast. Now, mine doesn't look anywhere close to perfect, but also I don't have my actual axe animations retargeted from the Chimera asset, which is the Paragon asset, which is free. I don't have that done for the mannequin, or else I would have just, I can do it. I can show you if you need to, but for now, again, we're keeping it simple. Anyways, so now we have our sockets. Let's go back to our third person BP or whatever character BP you were using. And on the right H1 or right hand one, you're going to spawn an actor, and then you're going to get that actor's transform as a scene component, and you're going to pull down this mesh, and that's what it's going to be referencing. Then you're going to type in the socket name that you made, whatever it may be, leave it at the RTS world. Then if you're using a static mesh, if you're going to change the way your weapon looks based off a static mesh, then you add this in. This goes into target, and it's going to create a in-between conversion right here. And then you'll look for whatever static mesh you want. Now, in my more complex version of this, I have an array of all the possible static meshes for that weapon, and I index it based off of a bunch of more complex things to make it to where I can pick any static mesh I want for the look I want. And then you're going to attach the actor to a component. Right here, your actual axe is the target, and then the parent is, again, you'll drag down this mesh, and that's where it goes to. And you're going to need to switch this all to snap to target. Then you'll take all this, copy, paste it down here, and you'll change, to the new name, to the new, I didn't do that for this one. See, look, finding mistakes, to the new mesh that you want if you're using a mesh. Otherwise, you just find the actor you're looking for and attach it to the component, and you just get the correct sockets. Now, back to your inventory that actually makes this all work. Now, I had tried to do a soft reference, which is where you make a variable and you do third person character and you reference it, but some reason it didn't want to actually call my event. So I actually went with a true cast. This, casting's not considered a good thing. I'm not really sure what to do to fix that. But for now, yeah, it'll work. You can always come back and change it, or if you already know better, you can change it to a better way of doing it. Anyways, it's very simple. Just call that custom event. On the button click you said was LH, and the one that was RH. And then you have your exit button. So you're going to remove this current widget from its parent so that it removes it, and you're going to set the show mouse cursor to none. I just realized I just zoomed past something important. How are you going to get to the widget? How is it ever going to pop up? You need to tie it to a button. So you're going to, you chose the I for inventory, it just kind of makes sense. Now to do this like properly, you would go into your project settings. Then you'll go down to the inputs, and you'll add a new action mapping and have I be its action mapping. You'll name it whatever you want, possibly inventory. Either way, it's really doesn't matter. Create the inventory widget. It's just gonna that's not where you're gonna look for is create widget, and then you're gonna bring down the menu to do inventory widget. Add to viewport. There is an add to viewer screen or something like that. Don't use that one. Just use the add to viewport. You're gonna need to get the player controller and show the mouse cursor. And remember that in the inventory, when you do the exit, you need to remove the mouse cursor. Unless you really want it there the whole time, then that's a different, I'm sure you can figure out what to do from that. And we should be good then. I think I've showed you everything. All we do is hit I, LH, RH, exit, and we are golden. Now, there's no animations that are tied to it yet, but it's just a simple video on how to attach two weapons at once.